Joseph did not lose his destiny when they betrayed him. He only lost his comfort. Sometimes the pain we cry about is the very path God is using to take us where we need to be. Joseph was not a criminal, not rebellious, and not lazy. He was simply a young man who carried a dream from God. His father, Jacob, loved him deeply, and that love showed. Jacob gave Joseph a special coat, something that made him stand out among his brothers. But favor often attracts jealousy. What should have been a blessing became the reason his brothers despised him. Joseph began to have dreams. In one dream, his brothers bowed before him. In another, even the sun, moon, and stars bowed down. Joseph shared these dreams, not knowing that not everyone is happy about the future God shows you. Sometimes God reveals the destination but hides the journey, because if you saw the road ahead, you might refuse to walk it. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers. Joseph obeyed, unaware that obedience was leading him into betrayal. When his brothers saw him coming from a distance, they said, "Here comes the dreamer." They did not listen to his words or consider his heart. They stripped him of his coat, the symbol of favor, and threw him into a pit. There was no water in it, only darkness, silence, and confusion. Later, they sold him as a slave. Joseph was betrayed, not by strangers, but by his own blood. Chains replaced the coat. Fear replaced comfort. Joseph was taken to Egypt, a foreign land, and sold again. Yet even there, God had not abandoned him. The same God who allowed the pit was already at work in Egypt. Joseph was bought by a man named Potiphar, and wherever Joseph went, God went with him. Everything Joseph touched began to prosper, and soon he was promoted in Potiphar's house. But favor attracts temptation. Potiphar's wife desired Joseph and tried repeatedly to seduce him. Joseph refused, choosing righteousness over pleasure. That decision cost him everything. She lied about him, and Joseph was arrested and thrown into prison. Sometimes doing the right thing leads you into the wrong place, at least in the eyes of the world. In prison, Joseph lost his freedom but not his faith. God stayed with him. Once again, Joseph was trusted and promoted, even behind bars. He interpreted dreams for other prisoners, helping them understand messages from God. And one of them promised to remember him when he was released, but when freedom came, Joseph was forgotten. Days turned into months, and months into years. 2 full years passed with no rescue, no voice, and no explanation. Still, God was writing the story. Then one night, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had troubling dreams that no one could interpret. Suddenly, Joseph was remembered. In a single day, Joseph was taken from prison, cleaned, and brought before the king. God gave him wisdom to interpret the dreams and offer a solution. Pharaoh recognized the Spirit of God in Joseph and promoted him to be second in command over all Egypt. The pit did not stop him. The prison did not break him. In time, famine came upon the land, and people traveled far to find food. Joseph's brothers came to Egypt, desperate and unaware of who stood before them. They bowed down to Joseph, just as he had dreamed years earlier. Joseph recognized them, but they did not recognize him. He had the power to revenge, but he chose forgiveness instead. Joseph told them that what they meant for evil, God meant for good. The betrayal, the slavery, the prison, and the waiting were all part of a greater plan to save lives. Joseph's story teaches us that betrayal is not the end, delay is not denial, and pain is not punishment.
If God gave you the dream, He will guide the journey. Your story, just like Joseph's, is still being written.